Hey YouTube, it's Sean. And I did not like the setup I had on this thing on this side of the sprocket with the bearing and the tooth or the keyway that fit in the key. So I went ahead and took the transaxle apart right here. Pretty simple setup, no big deal. But I took the input shaft out of it, and that's it right there. Now I just made it one shaft with a little brazing and a little welding. Now this is rough because I have not cleaned it up after the brazing and welding, but stay tuned. We'll clean it up. We'll put the bearing on the shoulder, and this is going to have two bearings. It's going to have one that rides on this shoulder and one that rides on this shoulder. So stay tuned, I'll be right back. Alright guys, there we go. It's in there. It turns just fine. We got two bearings in this housing. So that ought to fix the problem of, any end play. But just got some braze and weld. And now it's one solid shaft. Can replace this sprocket, which I'm gonna do. This was a mock-up sprocket because it was tweaked a little. But there you go, guys. That's what we're gonna do. There's the input shaft, and there's a bearing on this side. And there's a bearing on that side. So that should fix the problem of any kind of play. And should fix the problem of any kind of, if it breaks, it's going to break. It's not going to be, like that. I didn't like that keyway that I made. Didn't like it at all. So we fixed that. And we'll clean this grease out of this transmission, transaxle, and we're going to go ahead and put fresh grease in it with a Zerk fitting to where we can pump some grease in once in a while. But there you go. Yeah, I'm going to clean all this muck out of here because this is just old grease. Needs to be cleaned out. Alright, so yeah, that's the gear. Well, looks like a drill bit, but it ain't. It's a gear. And there's a bearing that rides on the end of this shaft as well. A small bearing rides on the end of this shaft. So there's actually three bearings on the input shaft. Because the other half of the case comes in here, and there's a bearing that fits on the end of this shaft. Right here. So there's three bearings actually for the input shaft. I don't see where we can go wrong with that. Alright. Remember, if you watch it, thumb it up. Take it easy, guys. Bye-bye.